Alexa. Oh. Alexa. Bob. Continue. Alexa. Continue. I don't know what's about to happen here. I was just watching something about this guy on YouTube, and I figured I might as well just start it up and see what happens. It's probably one of the worst songs he ever did. Alexa, pause. I'm gonna have to listen to that later. Look at Ronnie James. I've never heard that song in my life. You know what that tells us? It means that I've never bought enough of his albums. Wow. But there, when I saw Ronnie James' deal, won tickets on the radio. It's funny, when I wasn't listening to the radio and playing radio games anymore, I just got into the radio and I got free tickets instead of having to win them all the time, and trips and things like that. And then when I was finished being in the radio, I won things on the radio again. It's like they can't just give it to me anymore. I guess I have to earn it, win it. You gotta be in it to win it. We make our money the old-fashioned way. We earn it. And so I won tickets to see Dio, and he actually opened for Iron Maiden, whom I was supposed to see a couple of times when I was with the radio, but their shows kept getting canceled. And it's like, what the hell's going on? So I got to see him. I won tickets on the radio. And at the time, I took this guy, Carl, that I worked with, because he was driving. I wasn't driving anywhere. I said, you want to go to a concert? And he's like, okay. And so we went to the concert. And we're standing there, we're listening to the opening bands, and we're on, Altamont Pass. Mountain View, the place in Mountain View. The Shoreline Amphitheater. See, I got a ticket right there from the Bridge School benefit, where Neil Young held this thing every year, and they had Primus was there. It's all acoustic. So Neil Young just hammering shit out, Dave Matthews Band, Uh, uh, Neil Young went out with him, and they just hammered something out. And I'm not a fan of the Dave Matthews Band. I don't know any reason why I should be required to be. They just, I never heard any, but watching them with Neil Young just hammering this shit out on acoustic, I was like, wow, how can you get any louder than that? Unless you got an electric guitar, you know. An acoustic now is electric, don't get me started. But, so yeah, it was the Shoreline Amphitheater. Yeah. And I won those tickets, and I'm standing there with Carl, and we're standing next to each other on the lawn on a place like Pine Knob, you know, DTE amphitheater, outdoor amphitheater, like Castle Farms used to be up north, outdoor amphitheater. You got these things, and they'd you can roll down the hill all you want, all these things. And I'm standing there next to Carl, and just like when I saw Guns N' Roses at the Palace in Auburn Hills, when I was going to Michigan State, went over there to see them in the Palace. Blind Melon opened for him, that Jason Hunan guy that overdosed on the bus, whatever the hell he is. He was up there, and he was in that video for one of those things. It might have been November Rain up on a rooftop, and so here Axl was promoting this Shannon Hunan guy, Yahoo, whatever it is, and I was in there, and I said, I gotta take a piss. I left my seat. I went back to use the bathroom, and I'm in the Palace in Auburn Hills. It's like Candlestick Park, you know. It's just this huge place, or like the Cow Palace or whatever it is out there too. Just this huge place. I go to the toilet, and I'm walking into the toilet, and I hear Judas, and God, selective attention kicks in. And I turned and I looked, I said, what? That was the only word I heard out of there was my name. And there was two friends of Friars. One of them just happened to be walking by at the time, didn't even see me. And he repeated himself. He said, keep an eye out for Judas. Friar says he's gonna be here. And I was like, there I was. I was in the very right place at the right time. And the same with Dio and Iron Maiden, when I won tickets on the radio, and I took Carl, and we're standing on the side of the hill. It's still light out. We're standing there, and I heard Judas, and I said, what? And I turned around, and there's Vizenko behind me with his friend Doug, who's a chemistry teacher out that way. And he'd come to visit Vizenko when we were in the 82nd together. Vizenko and I were, before he got taken off to be part of the military, the Army divers team. So we were good friends for a while, but his friend came to visit him, so I knew Doug from there, and I knew him when I moved first out. And there I hear Judas, and I said, what? And I hadn't seen Vizenko for years. And I turn around, I'm like, what? And he's standing there. And he's like, holy shit. It's like, yeah. So there's me and Doug and Vizenko. We're the people that were supposed to be seeing Iron Maiden. And then I did go rolling down the hill. Same reason I got one scar up here from a stupid concert at Boyne Mountain when they held concerts there. Roll down that fucking ski hill. And I went rolling down that hill after we'd been talking for a little bit, and according to Carl, Vizenko just looked at him and said, same old Judas. And you know, it'd been, at that point, oh boy, probably 23 years since we first knew each other. Or 13. Let's go with 13. And there we got to see Dio. And there was some couple of Hindu guys, and they were just like, and I'm standing there in the dark. This is much later on as the show's still going on. I run around a lot. I'm like, I talk to strangers, you know. And I turned to them, I said, you gotta fucking belt it out. And they're like, and we're, you know, I'm looking like I do right now. And they're dressed well because they are good citizens and I'm not. And they just started belting it out and we're all just screaming out there, yeah. And I realized, seeing this stuff about Dio again now, I remember looking up and seeing he's so tiny. You know, it was before I ran into those guys. We were singing Iron Maiden, man. And Maiden Hell, Maiden Fire, Maiden Steel, Maiden's Tail. Double-breasted, split-tailed mattress thrasher. That's something I'd once heard. But look, I'm starting to look like Dio. That pinky, one day I'm gonna tell you how that happened. But it's the sign of the horns, man. Yeah, get it. Holy diver. Alexa, continue. Alexa, volume 7.
As we sailed into the dark, the stars were red and shining against the moonlit eye. The wolves were loud and howling most of the time, but I was cold and shivering, screaming in the night.
Should have put her shirt on.